This is my randomology, and today we're going way, way, way back. NOSFERATU. Yes, I am going to watch the 2024 version, but somehow I've never actually sat down and watched the original one. Now, I know that it's based on Bram Stoker's Dracula, so much so that the production actually got sued by Bram Stoker's widow, I think, or his estate, or something like that. But part of the reason that this movie got made also, and the fact that it's not quite Dracula, is because it's a German production, and the production decided that changing the setting and the characters to being German would make it more relatable to their audience, which, you know, from a sales point makes sense. So much so also that there's some versions of this movie where the dialogue cards and the credits actually list the characters as their characters in Dracula. So there's some versions of this where Orlok is actually just called Dracula. So yeah. Now, this movie was thought lost for a while, and thankfully there were some prints that survived, and those fell into public domain. And there are so many versions that you can find online, and a lot of them are sped up, or the sound is kind of off. We also don't have the soundtrack for this thing. Apparently there's only like a small piece of the original soundtrack that survived. So any version that you watch, the music that's playing is not what was in the original version. Now, I had some choices as to which version I wanted to watch, and I wanted one that was as close as possible to the original NOSFERATU, because there are versions that have like a rock soundtrack sound, a very Trans-Siberian Orchestra. There's one on Tubi that has a synthwave soundtrack, and also has a weird color tint over some of the scenes, which a lot of versions of NOSFERATU have. But the one I'm watching is the 100th anniversary edition, which is in complete black and white, and it has a much more traditional movie score. So, also, it's free to watch on both Tubi and YouTube. I'm watching the one on YouTube just because I don't want to sit through commercials right now. So, yeah, NOSFERATU. Let's go ahead and see what all the hubbub is about. I'm also academically very interested in this because Dracula, aside from being, the vampire novel, I've actually, my master's thesis was in large part on Dracula, so I really am very curious to see how this very early adaptation works. So let's go ahead and watch 1922's NOSFERATU. And if you like what you're watching, go ahead and like, subscribe. Oh, we're just getting started. Like, subscribe, leave a message, go over to Patreon, subscribe there, support the channel. All right. Little gothic score. I love that. Hutter and Ellen. Okay. 1843. So this is set even before Dracula. Shadows and nightmares will rise up to feed on your blood. Cool. Here's the story. In Wisburg, there lived a man called Hutter with his young wife, Ellen. I'm going to assume these are the Harker equivalents. Hutter and Ellen. Frames! He's got a very man who laughs face. Also wondering about how weird this must have been for a lot of actors, like, because they were, it was all stage work, and now this. Why did you kill them, the lovely flowers? Good question. Were they from her garden or somebody else's? It's a lovely little town. I don't know where this was shot, but it's pretty. No one outruns his destiny. Oh, buddy! As an agent called Knock, a strange man in the center of much gossip. One thing was sure, he paid his people well. What's a house agent? Ah! I can already see a couple things that are problematic in this version. 1922 Germany, man. Oh, so he is from Transylvania in this version, too. Of course, the prize is a little effort, some sweat, perhaps a little blood. Okay, so Knock knows something, right? He could wear a sandwich board that just says evil, and it would be a little less subtle than this. That one? That's one house?
All right, what do you think about this beauty?
It looks like literally out of a horror movie.
Is that your house to give? Into the land of the specters, you're gonna have to spill blood. Okay, Hunter, you're dense. You're very dense. I know you're young, married, and could probably use the money, but still. That's not something to be excited about. See, Helen here knows what's up. She understands that what he just said was fucking dumb. Scandalous graphic scene for 1922. That's all you're taking? Alrighty, travel's light. Yeah, it's easy for you to say. You're not going into apparently a haunted country. I mean, you could at least, go with him to the train station. He's gonna ride a horse all the way to Transylvania? How far away is Germany from Transylvania, actually? Huh, it's about 1,600 kilometers. That's assuming you're starting from the middle of Germany. Okay. From relay to relay through the dust raised by the stages, Hunter hurried until the peaks of the Carpathian Mountains loomed up ahead. Are we gonna get to see that? Are these the Carpathians, or is this just a mountain range somewhere in Germany? I'm assuming we've arrived. Ah, ye old tavern full of townsfolk that'll give him cryptic warnings. Sir, that is a mustache. That is an epic mustache. Ah, nothing like a warm V8 after a long trip.
Ew.
And just like that, you are gonna get kicked out. Shouldn't go any further now. The werewolf roams the woods. Okay. Oh. Werewolf. Wait, is that a wolf? The hell is that? It's a striped hyena? What the hell? So I double checked, and yeah, that's a hyena. Do hyenas have stripes? Have I just never noticed the fact that hyenas have stripes? Why is the bed so high? This room feels like it was carved out of a cavern. A vampire's ghastly spirits' bewitchments. Little light reading before bed? From Belial's seed sprang the vampire NOSFERATU. I don't need to know about the demon seed. Sepulchres and coffins filled so with god-cursed earth from the fields of the Black Death. So what you're saying is they're not friendly. Ah, the bright light of day. I'm sure I'm never gonna miss that. Did you sleep with that under your pillow? Oh, these simple country folk. I laugh at their simple beliefs. Ha 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 ha. What's this lovely country except for, the undead demon in the castle up the street? Onward the sun is setting. Okay. Well, it didn't set so much as it dimmed. I mean, you might have told him we'll only take you so far instead of just kind of dropping him off in the middle of fuck knows where. Are you huffing nitrous oxide? Why do you keep laughing in every single scene? Again, though, I feel like for a trip that's presumably taken a couple of weeks, he packed very light. Oh. Is that the Phantom? I guess that's the Phantom. Now, we're being literal, or, Oh. So, maybe literal? Even the horses. Okay. Ah, ooh. Okay, that's a choice. That's interesting touches. I love watching older films just to see how they, use what they had in order to make some of these shots, special effects, things like that. That's not Orlok, right? It can't because the sun's still out. You gonna ask questions, Hunter? Anything? Well, I can see why Orlok wants a new place. I mean, this is pretty run down. Hi! Oh, it's supposed to be night. Okay, I got it. It makes sense, though, that they couldn't shoot at night because, you know, the camera wouldn't be able to see anything. That's a perfectly normal way to read something, just moving your head back and forth like a camera. Yeah, that's how a normal human person cuts bread. Ah, that's a problem. Hutter, you have zero self-awareness, don't you? Or was that the straw that broke the camel's back? Again, everybody's just telegraphing to Hutter evil, danger. To be fair, Jonathan Harker didn't do much better in the book. Count, you want to hang some pictures or something? You know, a couple throw rugs, a pillow. Hell, a stick would liven this place up. The hell? Did he get bitten? Oh, that was nice. I mean, he's got to keep his blood bag fed, right? Ooh, breakfast wine. What the hell are you laughing about? I am plagued by mosquitoes. Yes, mosquitoes. That's what's going to suck your blood. You think the holes in your neck came from a mosquito? You are dumb. You put the dumb back in motherfucker. Just gonna give a random stranger a letter to send out for you? Well, I don't think there's a mailbox near here. Ah, now we have another problem. Hutter, you gotta ask questions. Also, the fact that the guy you're working with looks like a humanoid rat. Why does he have the book? I thought he threw it. Like an incubus with gruesome dreams. Hutter, any of this adding up for you? Hutter, he looks like a waking nightmare. So, the phantom carriage, the sucking of blood, everything else, is any of that... That didn't do it, but him just standing creepy in the middle of the room, that did it for you. I do love that they went with a more like rat-like look, because a lot of the myth around a vampire has them being like plague carriers. That was kind of the thing that they were. Meanwhile, 3 time zones away. Okay. Helen? Ellen or Helen? I've been calling her Helen. So you saw that approaching, and your defense mechanism was to get into bed. What are you, 5? I mean, great use of the medium, right? Just like the shadow. Can he sense her? Is Ellen psychic? Wait, did we just kill Hutter? Congestions of the blood. Here, take 5 cocaine. Call me in the morning. Okay, so Ellen is psychic? I mean, could you leave the man some, like, cookies and orange juice or something? Ah, yes, that's a problem. So that lid weighed, what, 5 pounds? Now, to his credit, it took Hutter 2 days to get to this point, whereas, Jonathan Harker in the original novel took a while. He took a sweet-ass time. What the hell are you still doing here? If it's daytime, just go! What, do you need him to sign a few more papers? What the fuck?
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
What is that? Oh, dirt! Oh! You just left him at home, right? What if he starts making long-distance phone calls or something? Okay. But why? Like, he's not here. You could just go out the front door. I mean, I know this is what Jonathan Harker did in the novel, but in your case, there's no reason for you to do this? Because I think Orlok was the only one in the castle, right? He doesn't have the brides in this one? Oh, there's Orlok in his dirt. Some good dirt. So even though everybody knows to stay away from Orlok's castle, at least 3 people have just walked by. Okay, who wrote this? And their deepest unifying principles told me the following. Who are you? Actually, who's narrating this? Earthfield coffins were to be loaded onto the double-masted ship, the Impusa. That reminds me, I really gotta watch the final voyage of the Demeter, last voyage of Demeter, whatever it's called. 6 crates of Earth experimental purposes. Yeah, that's some scientific dirt. That's what it's definitely for. Definitely not a vampire. Can't be. Just don't look in the top one. Also, do they have to be in coffins? Or could we just have used boxes? That might have seemed less suspicious. Okay, White. I'm a little confused about what just happened, but okay. Secrets of nature and the strange correspondence. Okay, so Bulwer is going to be our Van Helsing equivalent. Got it. I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true, that Venus flytraps don't technically need to eat insects like this. That they can survive through photosynthesis just fine. But they basically wake up every morning and choose violence. Well, kind of, not really. Oh, okay. Is Knock gonna be our Renfield? That Knock? Knock, knock. Knock? Yeah, that's our Renfield, alright. But are you having a stroke? What? Oh, it was a raspberry.
Raspberry? We're not selling raspberries.
The fact that you let him get that close. God damn it, I messed up the joke. I mean, if nothing else is going to save on the food budget for him, he just eats whatever crawls into his cell. The dunes? There's dunes in, like desert dunes? Oh, beach! Ugh, god damn it. I are dumb. I don't understand this game, I really don't. Oh, is that Hunter's letter? Did it finally arrive? So she's having these visions way before Orlok bites her, so she's psychic. That's what she has to be. Ellen, we have news about your husband, and it's only 2 weeks out of date. Oh, he has the vapors. By the shortest route home. You're gonna teleport? And here comes the Demeter. Or, I'm sorry, the hell was the ship called? Who's gonna get there first? Orlok or Hutter? I feel like he needs to be strapped down. Well, that was just cartoonishly simple. A plague epidemic has broken out. Okay. Is this Orlok doing this, or is this just a coincidence? Ah, it is Orlok. What, you mean they took steps to prevent the spread of what they believe is a plague? Shocking. This is the fastest route to you, just trudging through the wilderness? Are trains not a thing? Again, not that Jonathan Harker was, you know, a tower of insight, but... That beard. He's delirious. No, he was delicious.
Nice to have an old friend for dinner.
What, just give him some rum, he'll be fine? Go ahead and just cover him up. We don't want the leftovers to go bad. Oh! That's a neat trick. I was about to ask, how do they not see the 6-foot-tall vampire walking around? So you jumped onto it's a thing and not a disease really quickly. I mean, not quickly. Everybody else is dead. Never mind. Are we sure the captain's not a werewolf? Sweet. Not even gonna try, huh? Smart man. You didn't hear the scream from down below? Oh, no, wait, it's a silent movie. Never mind. Buddy, what's part 2 of this plan? Yeah, Cap, you seeing this? You're seeing this. might have been easier if he'd, taken a train and not just cut straight through the wilderness. Okay, I don't know what that scene was supposed to show. Given everything she's doing, should you really be keeping those doors open? Which hymn? There's 2 hymns right now. I mean, I like a movie that takes its time, establishing stuff, but it feels like Orlok's taking a sweet-ass time getting to Germany. Master is near, the master is near. Why are you being affected by this, by the way? So is there anybody left alive? Did the captain bite it too? Why would you ever turn your back on someone like this? So what, he's got to carry all his coffins by himself? Nobody's going to notice this? Oh, did he finally make it too? Jesus. God, I hope those things are made out of plywood or something, because... Oh, this must have been annoying. So we're going to watch the Count here drag this to his new house in real time. All is well now. No, it's now. We got 30 minutes left. I don't know, but that house looks like it's seen better times. Also, that's one house? Oh, he bites him like right in the middle. That feels like it'd be awkward. Varna, 12 July. I mean, we already kind of saw this, so I don't know if we need to go over it again. I feel like this last third of the movie's kind of stalling out a little bit. Oh, is this where our not Van Helsing is going to come in? Again, we know this. We could have cut out all the scenes in the boat, and then this would have made a little bit more sense to do. What? No, I'm not going to do that. My freedom. I have rights. God, that was so stupid. Oh yeah, also, if it was a plague, all of you were touching the body, so... I don't think we needed the shot of him putting his stuff away. Again, this last part of the movie feels like it's significantly slowing down. So Orlok's been here for a minute, and he's already turned the place into a German buffet. Okay, we know this part. Again, we've seen this part. Haven't commented on the score for this version, but it's really good. I like it. A Maiden Holy Without Sin. Maketh the vampire forget the first crow of the cock. Okay, so you have to lure him into sun with that she give freely of her blood. Okay. So she's got to let him feed on her and then keep him out long enough for the sun to rise? I think? I mean, a stick to the heart works well too, right? Hey, Orlok! Hunter, are you seeing this too? You want to start hanging garlic around here? It feels like Orlok's kind of going through the population a little quickly. Can't he just take a little, slurp out of different people? Yeah, he's hitting this thing like a buffet. A little quickly, though. I mean, how often did he feed when he was over in Transylvania? Now, when you say holy without sin, like any sin, or just kind of a good-hearted, or are we taking this literally? It's also very lucky that this book in Transylvania is in German so they can read it. So they're looking for a scapegoat. How is this guy causing a plague when he's been in and just barely got out of the asylum? Oh, now they think it actually is a vampire, and they think Nock is the vampire. Got it. Again, I'm very well aware of the imagery they're using to depict Nock and Orlok to an extent, and how it's a little problematic. Not gonna lie. The hell did he get up there? Okay, so they really don't think it's a plague anymore. Now they actually do think it's a vampire. Hey, Nock's been hitting the old pull-up bar. That's beautiful. There wasn't a piece of paper you could have written that on? I was wondering when we were holding the shot on that. Zero coordination. You guys are the worst mob ever. Orlok Orlok just kind of disappeared. There he is. You gotta be less obvious, man. Can't he phase through things? Isn't that a thing he did earlier? Or does he have to be invited in? Not so fast, Orlok. You might trip. Oh, okay. We are gonna get him here. Oh, it's a ruse. It's a ruse to get him out of the room. I do like this in the novel. Mina, I mean, she was one of the heroes, but all the men basically had to protect her from the vampire. Here, she's the one that's taking the full initiative to kill the vampire. There it is. Oh, that shot. Even today, that's amazing. That's a great, just amazing use of light and shadow and. Hey, Orlok, watch the hands, shadows. It's a really nice piece they're using for the soundtrack here. Nock has been captured. Again, we didn't see it. And that storyline just kind of petered out. I mean, really, NOSFERATU would have been able to save himself if he had a watch. I'm telling you, man, Nock was hitting that pull-up bar. That's the face of a man who realizes he's fucked. And thus passeth Orlok. I feel like we should have done this a lot earlier. Nock's dead, Orlok's dead, like 5 or 10 people in town are dead. Wait, is she gonna die? And no one will even know what she did. Ah, this movie's woke, man. They made the woman take all the initiative, kill the monster, be the most selfless, noble one. That wasn't in the original book. How dare this movie? Huh, alright. Let's talk about that. I mean, obviously, this movie was made in 1922, so it's very different stylistically and technically from the stuff we have today. And it is an adaptation and a very condensed adaptation of Dracula. There's a lot of things in here that I loved. The soundtrack was great. Max Schreck did, I mean, his performance, there's a reason that it's still, you know, looked at and talked about. It was a great physical performance that he did. You know, the effects, obviously, it's 1922. What do you want? I do think that pacing-wise, the last third, maybe, of the movie was a lot longer than it should have been. I think there's a lot of stuff that we could have cut out, like the stuff on the boat. We didn't need to see that because we basically got the explanation later, kind of like we did in Dracula. Now Ellen, what is her name? Ellen. I kept calling her Helen in the beginning. Wait, wasn't she Helen in the credits? No, it is Ellen. Never mind. Apparently, I don't know how to read. It was very interesting that not only did she sense everything happening, but she's the one that took the initiative to kill Orlok. In the novel, it was Harker, Jonathan Harker, and all the other guys, including a cowboy. If you've never read Dracula, there is in fact a cowboy in Dracula. It's pretty cool. So that was a very interesting change from the original story, and I think if we'd explored that aspect a little bit more, I think it might have had a little bit more weight. Now, I'm very, very excited to see the 2024 version, because I have not heard great things about it. Let's put it that way. Like, it looks amazing. It's the pedigree it's got in front of the camera and behind the camera. I am very excited, but because of a couple of setbacks, my recording schedule is a little wonky, so that's not the next movie, it's the next movie. The next movie we're watching is actually going to be Love Lies Dying? Is that what it's called? Love Lies Bleeding. Never mind. Because I put that up on a poll because that's going to come out on Valentine's Day, and I'm not entirely sure if it's a horror movie. It might be a thriller, but I saw people in some horror circles talking about it. But that's the one that you all voted for, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.